It's going to be connected with front end. So here we can see some example. Application using sqlite. Before going to this example application, let me explain what do you mean by this sqlite. sqlite is actually it is a lightweight database. Maybe you heard about Oracle and MS SQL Server, and maybe you heard about MySQL, and maybe MS Access. So these are the different database servers maybe you heard about, but SQLite is also one of the database. It's we can say it's a lightweight database. So we'll see how this Python is going to connect to this sqlite. Okay, so with some example application, I'll show you some example application so that you can understand how this is going to work. Okay, so now if you want to see this database, you want to see the database, you need to install this DB SQLite browser. So this is actually look and feel of this DB browser for SQLite. So it is easily you can install from Google. Just you can type DB browser for SQLite. So you can the installation is very simple actually. So here it is the place where your data will be stored. Okay, this is nothing but a database where your database will be stored. Okay, so if you see here, there is an option for new database, open database. So in that new database, okay, we create a new database. Again, you can create a tables. So here, okay, you can see tables. As already I mentioned in my last classes, database is simply a collection of tables. So if I selected any database, then I need to have some tables inside the database. Okay. So anyway, we'll see all this practically how it's going to happen. Now let me create some small databases in this DB browser environment. If we click on new database, okay, so it's going to show some databases. We can create some database also. For example, I'm creating in this folder. I'm giving DB1. Okay, so DB1 is the database. So in this database, I'm going to create a table actually. So I'm going to create a table. Table is student. Student table I need to create. Okay, so in student table, what I need to have? Hall ticket number. If you want, you can add here. Okay, field 1. What is field 1? Hall ticket number. And next. I am going to take 3 fields. First field is hall ticket number. And second field is name. And third field is marks. Okay. So just I created an empty database. In the database, I created a table. Table name is student. In student table, I am going to have these 3 fields. Hall ticket number is integer. Name is I'm going to take some text, and marks is integer. If you see the syntax also, already I told you in yesterday's class, syntax of creating table in the crude operations. Okay, what will be the syntax of this table? Say table creation, create a table. Table name is student, And what are the fields? Hall ticket number is first field, and its data type is integer, and the name is next field. Data type is text, marks is the next field, and the data type is integer. Just to click on OK. So now we see here. All of you please observe carefully. If any doubts are there, I'll explain with one more example. Okay. I'll take some other example also. If you see here, the database name, what is the database name? db1.db. db1.db. .db is the extension for the SQLite database. So here I'll mention .db is the extension. For database files. Okay, so now what we did here so far, I'll write here. So if we want to create, create a database in SQLite. Okay, so if you want to create a database in SQLite, first what we need to do, we open this. What is this? DB browser for SQLite. So this is the software you need to install, DB browser for SQLite. Okay, open DB browser for SQLite. So this is the software you need to install. Open DB browser for SQLite, and in that you go to, okay, once that is open, that interface, then you will find an option called a new database. Click on new database. Click on new database. Once you click on new database, you can give the database name. Once you click on new database, you can enter the database name. Database name. In our case, database name. In our case, it is a DB1. I given the database name as DB1. Okay, because I given DB1, the database, if you see here, it is showing db1.db, where it is stored. The database is stored in some place, some location. In my case, it is C drive advanced Python. In C drive advanced Python is a folder. In this folder, I saved this database. So this is the way how we are going to create a database in DB browser. Of course, we are not doing this entire database creation, table creation, everything. We are going to write everything this through Python program only, because okay, you must understand what is happening. So that's why I'm explaining. But in general, we won't do this. We will write everything in Python program and we'll connect it to this database so that automatically the tables creation, everything can be done. Okay. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat box so far. Just I'm trying to explain what is happening in the SQLite database, how to create a database and how to create a table. That is what I explained so far. Any doubts? Please type your doubts in the chat box. So chat is enabled. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat box. So if this is fine, then we'll try to perform other operations, how to insert data. Share notes. Every day I'm sharing notes. Okay. You want notes, so you can ask Rajesh sir. Sir will give you the notes. Okay, I'll share immediately after the completion of the class. Okay, so now what is happened so far? Database is created. Database name is DB1. In the database, I created a table. So that is also I'll write. So now Now database is created. Name DB1. Database is ready. Okay. So now third step is we need to create a table. We need to create a table. As we know, database is nothing but simply collection of tables. Now we created a database. Database name is DB1. In the DB1, I need to create a table. So how we are going to create table and how we created a table? Just once we created a database. Okay. So now we can see here. For example, here I want to create one more table. So database is DB1. Okay. So database is DB1. DB1.db is the database. If you click on this create table, okay, create table. So now I'm going to create one more table here. What is the table name? I can call it as employee. So I want to add some 3 fields in employee table also. So first field is I need to have employee ID. Employee ID. Next I have employee name. Next I'll have salary. Okay, so employee ID is integer, employee name is a text, and salary is integer. So if you see here the syntax also, what is the syntax? Syntax automatically it will come. You don't need to write actually in SQLite. Whenever you are creating a table, the syntax automatically will come here. Create table EMP. The column names are EID, employee ID, it's integer. And second column is employee name, it is a text, and the third column is salary, it is integer. So we created this. Just you click on OK. Once you click on OK, now we can see second table. Or if you see browse data, then you can see here in the drop down you can see 2 tables. First table is employee, second table is student. Okay. So you can see employee table. It is created with 3 fields, right? What are the 3 fields? Employee ID, employee name, salary. There is no data. And similarly, I created student table also. So student table also with 3 fields, all ticket number, name, and marks. So far we created a database with the DB1 name, and we created 2 tables. One is employee, one is student. Any doubts? Any doubts? Actually, this is what happening in every database. If you take Oracle, or if you take SQL Server, if you take MySQL, in all the databases, this is what happening in the backend. Any doubts? Okay, so now we created a table. So that I'll write the procedure. We need to create a table. So we'll have to click. We'll have to click on create a table. Okay, and give the name of the table. In our case, it is a student. Okay, student. In our case, student. Once you are given this table name of the table, okay, we need to enter the column names. We need to give the fields. Give the field and its data type. What is field? Field is nothing but column name. So like all ticket number, integer, name, text, and marks, integer. So this is what we did so far. Okay, we created a database in SQLite. The database name is DB1. In the DB1 database, I created a table. First table name is student. In that student table, I created some columns or fields. What are the columns I created? Hall ticket number is one column, and its data type is integer, name is second column, and its data type is text, and marks is other column, its data type is integer. Okay, so that is what we did. If you see here, if you see this db1.db, this is a database name. In the student table, if you see all ticket number is first column, name and marks. Like this, you can create n number of tables in a single database. Any doubts? Any doubts? If anybody is having any doubts with respect to this okay, DB browser for SQLite, I'll show you how you are going to install this. Just you can have this DB browser for SQLite. Just you type this, automatically you'll get this. Okay, so DB browser for SQLite. Just you type this in Google, automatically this is the link. The first link itself you'll find in downloads. You click on this first link, DB browser for SQLite. So here, okay, so here you can download it. Directly you can get the download link, or you can download different versions here. Okay, so directly you can download this downloads. Click on downloads. So this one, 32-bit. If your operating system is 32-bit Windows, you can use this. Or if your operating system is 64-bit, then you can use this standard installer for 64-bit Windows. Okay, so this is very simple installation, similar to your normal applications how we are going to install. Okay, it's very simple. Just you click on next and finish. So there is no separate procedure for this installation. Any doubts with respect to this DB browser installation? No. Actually, you don't need any username and password to run your SQLite. Okay, directly you can download and install, and you don't need any. What is the use? What is the use? Use is nothing but every table is going to be maintained in this database only. Okay, yesterday and day before yesterday, I'm talking about a database, right? So database, but where the data will be stored? Just you focus on the backend part. So this is nothing but a DB browser. This database is nothing but this DB browser for SQLite. It is nothing but a backend actually, where your data will be stored. For example, if you see Oracle or SQL, so what is the purpose of Oracle or SQL? What they will do? What Oracle and SQL is going to do? What is the purpose of using that Oracle? Maybe you studied in your DBMS subject, right? What they will do? Yeah, inserting data, I'll tell you. So it is a simply database, okay, where the data will be stored. Okay, now the table is ready. And there is no data inside, right? So if you want, you can write a query here. So there is a tab called execute SQL, right? There is a tab called execute SQL. So if you click on this execute SQL, okay, if we click on this execute SQL, now I'll write insert into student values. So 100 is hall ticket number. Next, ABC is name, and some 20 is marks. Okay, this is nothing but this is the query, right? So if you want to insert your data, you need to write this query, right? So insert into table name is student values. What values? This is hall ticket number, this is name, and this is marks. So once you return this query, just you select this execute all selected SQL statements. Execute all SQL, this arrow mark. Okay, just you click on this. Now we can see here. Okay, execution finished without errors. Execution finished without errors. Result, query executed successfully. If you want to see whether this data is inserted or not, then go to this browse data. Browse data. Okay, now see here. And browse data, now the data is inserted. This is the way how we are going to insert the data in your table of your database. Here the database is DB1, table name is student, and I'm going to insert one record in student table. Okay, how we are going to insert? Just simply we write some query, right? Any doubts? Any doubts? So far we discussed about creating database, creating table, inserting data in the table. Any doubts so far? Because we need to insert some more records also. If you want, you can insert multiple records at same time. Yeah, insertion process I'll repeat. Okay, we are supposed to insert more records. Okay, so again, all of you please see here. Okay, now one record is there already. Just now we inserted, right? So now all of you please observe here. There is a tab called Execute SQL, right? Data structure, database structure, browse data, edit programs, Execute SQL. There is a tab Execute SQL. So just you click on this Execute SQL. When you click on this Execute SQL, then you will get an empty window like this. Okay. You'll get an empty window like this. Then you can write insert into table name is student. Insert into student values. Yesterday we discussed about different types of syntaxes, right? So this is insert. I'm writing insert into table name is student values. So I can write 200 is hall ticket number and DEF is name and marks 30. Okay. 30 is a marks, right? So just you execute this using this arrow symbol. This arrow symbol will indicate okay, executing your SQL statement. Okay, now if you see here execution finished without errors, result query executed successfully. If you want to see, then go to your browse data and see now second record is inserted. Okay, all of you understood? Any doubt so far? We inserted two records. One record with the student hall ticket number 100 and second record with the student hall ticket number 200. Like that, you can insert multiple records. Okay, so we'll insert few more records in the same table. If anyone having still doubts, okay, you may be clear. These doubts will be clarified. So here I want to insert one more record. DEF, DHI, marks are 40. Okay, now I inserted one more record. Next, I want to insert one more record 400 JKL and 50. So this record also I want to insert. Okay. So now just you go to browse data. Now see here, I inserted 4 records so far. Okay, hall ticket number 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay. Now, okay, so here I'll write parallelly the same application. Insertion. Inserting records into table. Inserting records into table. So what we are doing? First we are doing insert into table name is student. Insert into table name student values. Values are nothing but first I inserted 100 ABC and some 20. This is first record. Second record, similarly you can insert second record, third record. Like that, how many records you want to insert, you can insert, right? And next. Okay, so you can insert multiple records like that. Similarly, you can insert fourth record. So here I can change hall ticket number is 200, the 300, and 400. His name is DEF. Marks maybe something like 30, and 40, and 50. Something like ABCDEF, PHI. And this is JKL. So now I inserted 4 records so far. So all these 4 records are done. So now the table is filled with some records. I filled the table with 4 records, right? So we created first step is we created a database. Database name I given as DB1. In the database I created a table. Table name I given as student. In that student table, I created some records. Okay, I inserted some records. Okay, now the table is filled with some data. So now if I want to read the table, I want to read the table. What is the syntax for reading a table? Yesterday we discussed about read or retrieve. What is the syntax? Anyone tell me? What is the command we are going to use to read the table or retrieve the table from the database? Please respond with your answers. Yesterday we discussed about CRUD operations. In the CRUD operations, okay, we discussed about reading the data or retrieving the data. Okay, to read or to retrieve the data, what syntax I written and what command we need to use. No one remembered? Yes, very good. Select command. Okay, select star from table name. Yes. Okay. So now we need to retrieve the data. So here again I'll go to execute SQL. So here I can write the query. What is the query? Select star from student. Table name is student. Okay. Select star from student. If I write this command, if I execute it, now see here. What is the result we got? This is the result actually. Okay. You can see here. What is the result we got? We got the entire table here, right? This part. We got the entire table. I hope all of you are okay. Understood. Is it visible? We got the entire table here. For example, I want to retrieve only the hall ticket numbers of all students. Then what might be the query? I want to retrieve only the hall ticket numbers of all students. I want to retrieve only the hall ticket numbers of all students. Then what might be the query? Please respond in the chat box. I want to retrieve only the hall ticket numbers of all the students in student table. What is the syntax? Yesterday we discussed syntax for all CRUD operations. Create, insert, delete. Yes. Select a hall ticket number from student. Okay. So instead of star, I can write select hall ticket number from student. Select the hall ticket number from student. So now if you see the query is changed, I changed the query. Select the hall ticket number from student, and if I execute this, let's see here only the hall ticket number is retrieved. It's not displaying all the student table. It is displaying only hall ticket numbers of all students, right? So like that. For example, I want to retrieve hall ticket number and marks. I don't want name. I want hall ticket number and marks. Then what might be the query? I want to retrieve hall ticket number and marks. What might be the query? If I want to retrieve the entire information, I can write simply select star from student. If I want to retrieve the only, yeah. So simply you can put the comma in between the columns. If you want some 10 columns, okay, then column 1, comma, column 2, comma, column 3, and so on, column 10. So here if I want 2 columns, then column 1, comma, column 2. So select the hall ticket number, comma, marks from student. This is correct, right? So if you want to retrieve hall ticket number and marks of a student, then you can have this. Select the hall ticket number, comma, marks from student, and you can execute it. So now see here, what is the output we got? So if you read the explanation for output also, execution finished without errors, result 4 rows returned in 9 ms, 9 milliseconds at line 1. Okay, what is the query? Select the hall ticket number, comma, marks from student. So it's going to give you the clear explanation. Okay, what is the query you are executed and what is the result you got, and if there is any error. For example, if I did some mistake, okay, if I did some mistake, then you are going to get error like this. Okay, so execution finished with the errors. Result no such column mark. What is the error here? What is the error? The error is result no such column mark at line 1. Select hall ticket number, comma, mark from student. Understood? So if you are doing any mistake, then obviously it is going to give you error. I hope you understood, right, how we are going to execute queries in SQLite DB browser. Is it clear? Okay. Now we see how to create a database. This entire process is nothing but it will happen in DB browser, right? So SQLite DB browser. So here I'll mention SQLite DB browser. Like DB browser. Okay. So now we this is nothing but insertion is over. After insertion, we are going to read the data, right? Read or retrieve the data. Read or retrieve the data, right? So we need to use to get the data from table. We need to use selective query, selective command. Okay. So example, in our case, what we are using, select star from student. So the above query will show the entire table. Okay, so this is what read. So now read is over. Now we need to update some data in the database. Update the data in SQLite DB browser. Okay, for example, I have some. Now see here. Now student hall ticket number 100, name ABC, and marks are 20, and 200 DEF, marks are 30. Now I need to change the hall ticket number 100 student marks from 20 to 25. Okay, so here I'll write down update. So we need to change the marks of student whose hall ticket number is 100. Okay, we need to change the marks of a student. Okay, marks of a student to 25. Actually, previous value, old value of that marks is 20. Now we need to change it to 25. So I think already yesterday we discussed about the syntax. Now tell me what is the syntax of this? I want to perform this. What is the operation? Changing marks of a student to 25. The hall ticket number of student is 100. What might be the query we need to write? Yesterday we discussed about the syntax, but everything we are doing in a database environment here. So yesterday, if I talked about only the syntax part, you may not understood what is happening, but that's why practically we are doing everything with the syntax. With some student, same example, whatever I yesterday mentioned, same example, I created the table and we are doing all operations. Update student set marks equals to 30. Okay. So update table name set. So this is actually hall ticket number is equals to 100. Is not we are not modifying hall ticket number, right? We are modifying marks. So update student set marks equals to 30 where hall ticket number equals to 100. Okay. So this query will update student marks to 30 whose hall ticket number is 100. Okay. So here whenever you are going to use update, we need to use the where command. Where also we need to write. Because why we need to write where? Anyone tell me why we need to write where? If I don't use where, what will happen? For example, somebody has written here, update table name set hall ticket number is equals to 100. Okay. And update set marks equals 30 where hall ticket number. Okay. If I don't write where in my update, what will happen? If I don't write where in update, what will happen? Am I get any error? Please respond. Am I get any error? Okay, let's see. If I don't write where, we don't get any error actually. Okay, we don't get any error. If you want, I'll change it. Okay. So here update student set marks is equals to 60. So if I execute this, what will happen? Update student set marks equals to 60. What will happen if I execute? Actually, in this query, I didn't written where. Then what will happen? What will happen in this? Update student set marks equals to 60. What will happen if I execute this query? Is it going to be whole marks column changes? Yes. So all the student marks will be changed to 60. If I don't write any where condition, then what will happen? If I don't write any where condition, what will happen? All the values, for example, in our example, we have 4 student records are there. So student number, hall ticket number 100, 200, 300, 400. As I didn't mention any condition here, all the 4 students marks will become 60. If you want, you can check here. Okay. So now what is the output we got? Execution finished without errors. Result query executed successfully. And see here, how many rows are affected? 4 rows are affected. 4 rows are affected. If you want, you can see here. You can now see here. What about marks? All the student marks are changed to 60. Right. So that is the reason why we need to write where condition. If we don't write where condition, what will happen? The update is affected to all the records. The update is affected to all the records. That is the reason why we need to write the where condition. Okay, so now I'll write this where condition. So update student set marks is equals to, for example, I want to modify set marks equals to 70. I want to set marks to 70 where hall ticket number is equals to 100. Now what it is going to do? It's going to modify the marks to 70 for the student whose hall ticket number is 100. Okay, so for the student whose hall ticket number is 100, the marks will be updated to 70. So if I execute, you can see here one row is affected and you can easily find out. So now if you see here, in the first row, hall ticket number is 100, name is ABC, and the marks, previously marks of that 100 hall ticket number student is 60, now it is changed to 70. Right. So this is the way how we are going to perform the update operation. Okay. So we need to change the marks of a student to 25 whose hall ticket number is 100. Okay. By using the following query. So what might be the query we need to write here? Update student set marks equals to marks is equals to 25 where hall ticket number is equals to 100. Okay, so this query is going to update the marks to 25 for hall ticket number student. The student hall ticket number is 100. Okay, and that marks of that particular student will be changed to 25. So any doubts in update operation? We've seen so far creating database, creating table, inserting data, retrieving data, updating data. Any doubts so far? Please let me know. These all are the common things are going to happen in any database. It is not only specific to SQLite database. If you take any database, whether it is SQL, Oracle, any database, same things are going to happen. We don't need semicolon. No. Semicolon is not required. It is optional actually. It is optional. If you put semicolon, no problem. Okay, but semicolon is not required. But if you want to execute some query in MySQL, you need to put semicolon. Right, but here semicolon is optional. If you want to put, you can put it. Otherwise, okay, no problem. You can leave it. Right. So now we'll go for next operation, that is delete. Delete. What is delete? Delete is nothing but deleting a record from table. Okay, so now I need to delete this record. For example, I need to delete the last record. Last record is hall ticket number 400, name of the student JKL, and marks are 60. I need to delete the last record from the table student. So what might be the query? What might be the query I need to write if I want to delete last record? That is 400 ticket number. The student details I need to delete. Then what might be the query I need to write? What query I need to write? Please respond. Everyone, please respond. These all are very important. The syntax of the query is very important. Please respond, everyone. Yesterday already I told you the syntaxes for each and every operation. All crude operations I explained. Same thing we are doing in SQLite. Yesterday I explained orally what is the syntax, but today I am trying to demonstrate the same in some database environment. That is SQLite database. Past. I'm not getting any response so far. I want to delete the hall ticket number student. I want to delete one record. The record is 400. Hall ticket number of that student is 400. So what might be the query I need to write? No one remembered. Yesterday only we discussed, right? Delete from student where hall ticket number equals to 400, right? Yes. Okay, delete from student where hall ticket number equals to 400. I asked some question also actually yesterday when we discussed about this delete. I asked some question also. The question is, if I don't write where condition, what will happen? Similar to update. Just now we discussed about update, right? Similar to update. If I don't write where condition in delete, what will happen? It will delete all, right? Same thing. In update, if we don't write where condition, it is going to update all the student records. Similarly here also, in delete also, if I don't write where condition, it is going to delete all the student records. So we need to write the query here. Delete from student. Delete from student where hall ticket number is equals to hall ticket number is equals to 400. So this is the query. If you execute, you can see here execution finished without errors and one row is affected. You can see that. So now the record with 400 hall ticket number is deleted, right? So this is about delete operation. Deleting record from table. Example delete from student. Delete from student where hall ticket number is equals to 400. Hall ticket number is equals to 400. The above query will delete the above query will delete the student record with the hall ticket number 400. Okay, so this is what happening in any data. This is what happening in any database, right? Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far? Can we use the command drop? Drop and truncate are different, right? Drop and truncate are actually they are different. They are not comes under crude operations. Okay, drop is nothing but dropping the entire table. Dropping entire table means even your table structure is also going to be deleted. For example, if I write delete from student means what will happen? Only all the records will be deleted. Empty table will be there. But if you use truncate table or a drop table, what will happen? It's going to delete the structure also. The student structure also will be deleted. Okay, so yeah, this is what happening in every database, and tomorrow we'll continue. I'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue.